Welcome back to Rod's Radios. Here on the bench today I have an AVO Model 8, my trusty AVO that I bought last year at the Retrotech fair over in Birmingham. And I've had an AVO before and it served me well, particularly for vintage radios. It's normally specified as the go-to meter for taking measurements, and it works fantastically well. However, there was one thing about it: there was no 15-volt battery in the instrument itself, and you need the 15-volt battery for the by 10k ohms range. The other range uses a normal C cell, I think it is 1.5 volt, but there was no 15-volt battery in this. So what to do? Being a cheapskate, I didn't want to pay an exorbitant price on the internet for one, so I decided to make up a 15-volt battery cell myself. Let me show you what I did. This is the cavity where the 15-volt battery would have been originally placed. So my first instinct was to see if the popular CR2032 button cell would fit in a series of 5 cells, each one being 3 volts. But this did not fit, being too big in diameter. So I went instead for the smaller type of 1.5 volt cells. In this case, 10 would be needed. The distance between the spring contacts is 35 millimeters, and as I had a selection of old button cells that you can see here, this was intended to provide a solution. I worked out that dimensionally, the best combination to give the 35 millimeter span was a mixture of 8 thinner 1.5 volt cells and 2 thicker cells, also 1.5 volts. Now these on their own would not stay in place within the battery cavity, so some sort of holder was needed. To this end, I designed on Tinkercad a small plastic container to keep the cells in place, and when I was happy with the result, sent it off to the 3D printer, where here you can see the result. It was then a matter of fitting the container into the cavity, carefully inserting the 10 button cells, and after they popped out again several times, adding a lid to keep them in place. To show you that the 15-volt battery is now working correctly, I've set up the meter on ohms and by 10k range, and when I short out the connections, I get full deflection. Perfect. So that's it for now. A very short video this time round, but I hope some of you found it kind of interesting. If you have been, thanks for watching. See you next time.